All right, let's get it on. Let's go live, ladies and gentlemen. Three of the most important tech companies just reported their earnings, and well, it was excellent. That is Nvidia, Salesforce, and Snowflake just reported their earnings, and well, what it revealed could determine what AI and cloud stocks are going to do next. So we're going to go over the earnings briefly. We're going to determine where we want to go from here, because we don't have to necessarily follow the market. And I just have to say, Nvidia is still dominating AI infrastructure, but is growth peaking right now. Also, Salesforce is stabilizing margins, but its revenue slowing right now. And Snowflake, of course, consumption model may be signaling something bigger about to happen here. But hey, let's just take a look at the earnings, and we are going to also go over the technicals, and I'm going to go over what I'm going to do, what positions I will take or not in the stocks. So let's get started here. Let me just refresh this. If everything is moving smoothly. Yes, it is. Yes, I think it is. Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with our Nvidia report, because currently the stock, let's just take a look here. Yep, pre-market is up at $197 a share. Now, this is the before edition of Wealth Down with me, Norbert Manghart, where we build and protect wealth. So if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and give this video a like and share it with others. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into Nvidia's earnings. Let's go over this briefly, because Nvidia reported a Q4 fiscal year 2036 revenue of 68.1 billion right here, which is considerably above year to date. Now it's up 73% year over year, with data centers revenue of 62 billion. That is dollars. It's a growth of 75% year over year, and respectively, they did have a really good year. Now, if we take a look here closer, networking 11.0 billion from 3.0 billion, and strong adaptation of NVL Link, Spectrum X, and Infinite Band. So the company expects a Q1 fiscal year 2027 revenue of 78 billion. Okay, looking at non-GAAP EPS, but this is going to be a plus. This is going to be a major growth for the company, and speculations, the sequential revenue for growth, because it's all speculation until we have exact numbers, they are going to grow. This company is growing pretty nicely, expanding the previous shares from 500 billion Blackwell and Rubin revenue opportunities. So this company is just rolling. Nvidia is roaring away with everything that is AI. So data centers, let's go Nvidia. Now, let's talk about management highlights, because the business was a standout with Q4 revenue of 11 billion, up 3.5x year over year, and driven by strong adaptations. So we can see a summary of 2025, 39 billion in revenue, gross margin 73 billion, operating expenses 4.7 billion, operating income 24. And just take a look at how these are up year to year. 94, 98, 99, 84, 45%. So it's operating expansions, which is lower, 45%. So actually higher, sorry, higher, 45%. So this company is good to go. It's good to go. For me, it's good to go. Let's just jump into how I'm trading, because this is the only trade that I have on my US account, and that is long. So yesterday I closed, you can see here in the history, I closed 2 positions, and I'm currently, because it's not updating, so it's up to 2 more points. So this is going to change. Most likely green in Nvidia right now, or up to $300 or something like that. Let me just stop here something. Oh, can't stop it anymore. Okay, nevertheless. Yeah. So what I did, I have a long calendar bought here, a Foreman covers call, and I'm constantly selling things against it. So I closed my vertical yesterday for $97. Sadly, also closed my call that I sold against it in a negative $965. But it's all good because we are still rocking Nvidia pretty good here, actually. Now, that's the risk when putting up calls too near to at the money, but took that risk and closed. Actually, this is something to learn from. I closed this call as soon as the market opened because Nvidia ripped up from there, and it could have hurt me even more. Now, I'm looking forward, so this is what I'm going to do with Nvidia right now. I'm not going to buy the stock. This is a call bought in the future, and I'm still going to sell calls against it. So I'm waiting for the market to open. Let's see where Nvidia ends up in roughly 1 hour after the market opens, and then I'm going to close. Then I'm going to put on a new call there, sell a new call against my position. So let's also take a look at the technicals of Nvidia. This is looking pretty good here. Nvidia did not reach a 61% Fibonacci extension. Now, if it had reached it on, or if it's going to reach it today and close above it, then I'm not going to put on that the call spread. I want waiting for a confirmation that this will have a pullback because everything is pointing now a little bit higher. So I'm really skittish now on putting up a new call, selling a new call on this one. So what's the future for Nvidia? Well, most likely, if not this week or the next week, but this stock will go higher this year. I'm expecting this stock to have new all-time highs and even close above it this year. It's clear to us that Nvidia is showing us growing revenue, growing earnings, growing. Well, as I said yesterday, I believe in my video, if everybody has a problem with an AI bubble, and if AI is going to take our jobs, then somebody has to deliver that AI, and that is Nvidia. Let's just be honest. If you're bullish, or if you're afraid that AI is going to take your job, then invest in Nvidia because Nvidia is going to take your job. If you're not afraid, then don't invest in Nvidia. Simple as that. Now, I do want to caution you because this is Wealth.com, where we build and protect wealth. I would wait for buying Nvidia right now, right here. Maybe wait for a pullback, then wait for a confirmation that this stock should do something like that. Again, not a financial advisor, but this is what I'd like to see from Nvidia in order to put on a new long-term. What is wrong with the network? Okay, come on. So this is why I want to see with Nvidia. Regarding we're going to come to the futures market, gold, and so forth and so on. We're going to talk about silver and Bitcoin at the end of the stream. But right now, that's it for Nvidia. Now let's jump to Salesforce. So AI is killing software, but we don't want to buy Nvidia. So once again, oxymoron here. What are we doing? Do we want to buy? Do we believe that AI is killing us all, or don't we believe it? We have to act on it, don't we? So Salesforce, what are we going to do with Salesforce? Let me move over here. What are we going to do with Salesforce? Pretty simple. Salesforce reported their earnings, and jump into my notes here, and they were great. What did you expect? Now, they did miss on EPS. It was a little bit of a larger miss, 31%. But let's be honest, I'm just going to read it right here. I bought some Salesforce, okay? I love this company. It's massively down. Let's just jump into the numbers. So Salesforce delivered fiscal year of 2026 revenue 41.5 billion, up 10% year over year, and Q4 revenue 11.2 billion, up 12% year over year. So, and a total RPO reaching 72 billions, which is up 14% year over year. So here we got the numbers once more. With 41 billion revenue, we got CRPO 35 billion, and subscriptions. Let's just go over subscriptions. So about that, Agentforce sales 9.0 billion, and that's up 8%. Agentforce service up 8%, 9.8 billion. Agentforce 360 platforms, Slack, and others 8.9 billion, up 22% year over year. And Agentforce marketing and Agentforce commerce 5.4 billion, up 2%. And last but not least, Agentforce intelligence and Agentforce analytics 6.2 billion, up 7%. But this is great growth. So profit and cash, they got GAAP operating margin 21% up, non-GAAP operating margin 34%, and operating cash flow 15 billion, free cash flow 14 billion, free cash flow 14 billion, capital returned 14.3 billion, and that is just fine with me. So Agentforce has reached approximately 900 million ARR. That is up 169% year over year. And I'm pretty impressed with these numbers, to be honest. So for the fiscal year 2027, this their forecast, Salesforce is guided revenue of 45.8 to 46.2 billion, respective 10 to 11% growth, so year to year, with non-GAAP operating margins 34.3% and expected revenue reaccelerating into the second half of fiscal year 2027. So I just want to say that if you think that software is this SaaS, software as a service, is dead, then by all means sell it all. I'm here to build and protect wealth, and I want also to use opportunities. So let's just jump here to Salesforce and CRM is a ticker symbol, and let's this fella. So at the close up, and then pre-market it's down. So I'm thinking of adding some more to my position. It was massively oversold. It came into earnings massively oversold here, and I don't think the sell-off is necessarily over. But I do want to say that, take a look. Even let's go to the weeklies. There's nothing underneath of this excepting the last all-time lows, which was end of the day's predictions from April 2000. Actually, this was in December. Jesus, it was in December 2022. Even where do we have the April sell-off? April. There we go. August, September, April. There we go. Even the April sell-off, which then continued into May and June from last year, was not as big of a deal as it is right now. But everything that is SaaS is going to be impacted. Now, do I think that some programmers, some self-made, homemade software is going to replace Salesforce for thousands of companies, for millions of users? Let me just ask you something. If the software that the AI builds does something wrong, who will you blame? Who's going to pay your money back? AI? Is ChatGPT or Claw? Are they going to pay you back? Who are you going to sue? Who's going to give you your money back? Salesforce. That's why everybody will choose Salesforce as soon as one major problem will occur. So I'm still bullish on Salesforce, and this is just a perfect opportunity to get into Salesforce. If you want to wait right down here, if you don't want to touch it, and let's just presume, you say, okay, no, but you're mad. This is wrong, but I want to believe you, but I want to see new all-time lows. I want to see this breach then wait for it. As I said, I opened and added a little bit to my position. It's a small position, not going crazy here. I don't know how this is going to play out and when this is going to play out. But I'm waiting and I'm adding. And if this comes down in this 150, 125-ish range, I'm going to add to it some more. And that's my 2 cents of Salesforce. So let's move on to Snowflake. Data. Just jump here to my notes once more. There we go. Snowflake. So let's go over what is important. They have reported, and my notes are so messed up. So Salesforce beat quarter 4 with 11.2 billion revenue, up 12% year over year, and raised FY30 target to 63 billion. Wait. I just missed it. So Q4 product, sorry, read the wrong thing. Sorry, one step back. So very sorry about that. Q4 product revenue grew 30%, 1.23 billion, with Pro accelerating 42% growth. Just take a look at this. Just take a look at this little fella, how this is projected to grow. So growth at scale, 30% year-to-year product revenue growth, expansions with existing customers, 125% net revenue retention, large customer momentum, 733, and 75% product gross margin. So if you're telling me all these services are dead, let's take a look at basically they beat revenue, beat everything, and I see it as a no. Type in the ticker here. No is looking good, looking really good here. Pre-market a little bit up, and they are in the range that I was telling you that I want to buy something. So I'm going to wait for the market to open and take a little position here in Snowflake. Now regarding to ServiceNow, I also bought that one. I told you I'm going to report on that. So bought some ServiceNow, will buy some Snowflake, bought some Salesforce, and have a call option on Nvidia, and this is how I'm playing this game. Now let's take a look here at the futures. Yesterday I closed my gold position, closed my silver position. I have my old position still open. Let's take a look here at oil on the yearly. Looking good here, just breached the 50-day. Let's see how far this goes because it has a lot of support underneath of it. I'm still seeing here potential bounce, so maybe I'm going to add a new vertical to my old position. Let's jump just here into, and I'm using US oil as the old position. So this is going to be down as soon as the market opens, and I'm going to add a new position to it. Yeah, that's it for oil. Now gold, I closed my position. Silver, I closed my position. Copper, I didn't have a position, but I did have a position for on. Bitcoin having a pullback, so kind of giving me an idea here to maybe sell a call on my long IBIT call that I bought. So sell a call against it. That's my strategy here. I'm up on this. Am I up? I'm down on this. Well, that's not bad. But I will be up. No problem here. And we'll sell a couple of calls against it. Okay, last but not least, futures are looking iffy. I don't know how the market will probably open and sell down a bit, so don't panic because we don't have any kind of economic news as I can remember. Let me just check here once again. Economic news are today nothing. Friday we have PPI, so the producer price inflation index, and let's see how that will influence the market. I hate those reports coming up on Friday. They can mess up your weekend. Okay, that's it for me. I think we're done here. I'm Robert Manhart. I build and protect wealth right here at Wealth Town. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, become a member even, and stay tuned, stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye-bye, bye-bye.